It seems I've been preaching a lot on the devil lately. So it seems fitting that tonight I'm going to talk about Sarah Palin. Just kidding, just kidding. All right. I've said this before, but if you missed it when I said it, I went back and listened to my, 6-part teaching on Obama. And I did not say one inappropriate thing about the president. I was really proud of myself. I listened to all of it and I was like, wow, I'm not as bad as I think I am. I got to work on that. But seriously, when I was first coming to the Lord, I went to the temple that I grew up in, the Jewish temple I grew up in. And the rabbi is very prominent, Rabbi Isaiah Zeldin. Note, when he drops names, there's no filter tonight. So, Rabbi Isaiah Zeldin at Stephen S. Weiss Temple in Bel Air, California, was my rabbi. And then there was a younger rabbi that had joined, Eli Hersher. And it was the first bar mitzvah in their newest sanctuary, the one they use now. I was the first bar mitzvah, and I had 2 rabbis, and I had 2 cantors. It was really cool. You know why? Because my parents were very, very big. At the temple we rarely attended, which, you know what that means, right? Okay. It's the truth. You know, don't kill the messenger, I'm just telling the truth. Well, years later, 6 years later to be exact, when I was coming to the Lord, and I wanted to understand things of a spiritual nature, I drove to the temple. And I went in to Rabbi Zeldin, and I said to him, I am questioning faith. And he goes, well, are you questioning your faith? And I go, no, I'm not questioning my faith, I'm questioning faith itself. And he said, what are you questioning? I said, well, I'm trying to understand what it all means. And he goes, what all means? And I said, well, why am I a Jew? Why did I get bar mitzvah? Why did I get confirmed, which is what you do next after your bar mitzvah? Why did I learn how to read the Torah? Why am I going to pass this down to my future children? Why do we do this? What are Friday night services about? What was religious school about? He loved this. And I said, I don't understand. He goes, well, what prompted this? And I said, I feel like I'm going to die if I don't find out who God is. And he said, well, your search ends here. You found him. And I said, what have I found? He goes, nothing. What do you mean? He goes, well, God exists, but this isn't about God, what we do here. This is about people. That Judaism is about God gave us this to take care of, and we need to be the best us that we can be. And I said, well, isn't that a crock of shit, Rabbi? And he's like, well, don't talk to me like that. And I said, well, I'm going to have to talk to you like that because I got to talk to someone, and you get paid for this. Apparently, really good for it because I got the first bar mitzvah spot. And he's like, well, I don't really like your tone. And I said, well, I don't really like your answer. He said, well, if you don't like my answer, why don't you go talk to another rabbi? I said, I will. So I went down the hall to Rabbi Hersher's office. And I did the same thing to him, and he kicked me out. But I was buddy-buddy with the cantor, Nathan Lamb. And I was buddy. He's famous. He's a famous voice coach. So when people tell me I can't sing, I go, I studied under Nathan Lamb. And when people say I'm great, I've never heard of the guy. And I went in and talked to him, and not only did he throw me out, because I had too many questions that he had no answers for. I asked about heaven and hell, and then who was Jesus then? And why are there all these other religions? And what does the Jewish God think of these other religions? I think I had really good questions myself. But he threw me out too. They all threw me out. I'm sure if I had just gone all the way down the hall and, you know, sooner or later the janitor would have thrown me out too. I got no help that day. Moving on. moving on. I found out that a friend of mine that I grew up with, that I've known him since preschool, died a couple days ago of brain cancer. And I read his obituary today, and I found out that he was really, really active at Stephen S. Weiss Temple, that he was really close friends with Rabbi Zeldin and Rabbi Hersher. And they brought him great comfort at the end of his life. That really made me mad. That really made me mad. It was like, wow, I went to these men of God and asked who God was. I desperately wanted to know who God was. And I was thrown out. By the way, I don't think these high and mighty Jewish rabbis converted to Christianity in the in-between time between the time I visited them and the time they spent with my dying classmate. That doesn't give me a warm feeling about his eternal resting place. In fact, it makes me want to maybe bring a couple of rabbis to their eternal resting place a bit sooner than expected. You know what I'm saying? I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. I have hate. Hate and murder pretty much run hand in. I'm not going to kill the rabbis. Gosh. But you know what I'm saying? I'm really angry. I think this matters. I think it matters that God's so-called chosen people don't recognize their Savior, and they lead others to the abyss for all eternity. I think that's really radical, and I think that matters. I really think that matters. I don't really think it matters where we eat our fast food chicken. Okay? I don't usually think it matters where we eat our fast food chicken. So, being that Chick-Fil-A is a Christian, oh God, do I have bunny ears? Oh yeah, Christian organization, you know, a Christian-owned company, I should say. I don't want to do another retraction next week, so I'm being really careful today. They can give their money wherever they want. And, you know, such were some of all of us. We've all supported things that down the line we said, well, maybe we wouldn't have taken such a hard line on this if we knew what we knew now. Maybe we'd be more compassionate and not boycott Ford. Now we own how many Fords? You boycotted Ford over the gay thing and you ended up giving me one. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's called getting the devil to do God's work for you. Okay? And very funny. But seriously, I heard about the Chick-fil-A thing, and I heard about it a long time ago. I heard about it a long time ago because, I don't want to say. But yeah, I'm being really careful today. Gosh, it's killing me. But I knew about it for a long time, and I was like, well, people can do what they can do. We can give to whatever organization we want to give to. But when you go on the radio, and you get interviewed, and you start bragging about what you are and what you believe, and what you support and what you don't support, well, then we're all entitled to our opinion about it, aren't we? And up till today, now I don't really eat much chicken, so I'm not a Chick-fil-A kind of guy. But I wouldn't have said, I want my friends to boycott this, but I would never do that before today. There's a big storm outside making the dogs crazy. I won't say anything interesting until you come back. So anyways, all right. For those in TV land, we're filming in a house, and if we let the dogs run free, well, they're cuter than I am, and so they're outside and they hear noise, and one just wants everybody, you know. And if this were Colorado, oh my gosh, we're taking a bathroom break. Let's pause.